Do loved ones that have passed visit us in our dreams, or are our dreams just a mishmash of past memories, things that are going on, emotions that we have stored deep within? How do we know the difference between whether a loved one who has passed is actually visiting us versus just a dream? So that's what we're going to talk about today in this video, so stay tuned. Welcome back to another video. I'm Jen. Today we're going to talk about people, relatives, loved family members who have passed and visit us in our dreams. What this means, is it really a thing? Are they actually visiting us, or is it just all in our head and it's just like a memory, a mishmash of things? So for me personally, I'll say I had, the other night actually, I had a dream that my grandparents were in. So whenever I dream of my grandparents, which I do time to time, and they passed maybe like a year and a half to 2 years ago. My grandfather passed a longer time ago, but I always take it as some sort of meaning, some sort of guidance from them. And now I know a lot of people may just say, well, you know, they're in your memory bank, and you know, you may think of them from time to time because you miss them, and that's very true. I do miss them. But they're almost, for me, they're almost like my guardian angels. So, you know, I always, whenever they're in a dream, I always view it as some sort of meaning in a dream. And I think this holds very true. So when you see a family member in your dream, so you can either have, you know, a family member where you are hanging out with them, or they're speaking to you very directly, or they can just be in kind of the background of your dream. Both have meaning to them. So when we sleep, our subconscious minds it's the doorway, it's the gateway into our subconscious minds. And when we're in a dream state, we do not have the conscious mind, for one, getting in the way, but we are not held. We are basically tapping into this infinite world of possibilities for ourselves, where past, present, future, everything exists. And we're almost, it's like our soul is flying through these dreams. And we are not held down by our senses and the physical world. You know, it is more on a spiritual or soul level, right? So this is the perfect opportunity for family members who have passed to contact us, to connect with us, because a lot of times they may be trying to connect with us in some form in our waking state, but we are so distracted by everything else. In our waking state, we're distracted by things we see, we hear, you know, a lot of times we're just running on autopilot. We're not actually paying attention to how we feel or thoughts that are coming in, or even little symbols. So when a family member comes to you in a dream, never pass it off as just coincidence or just like a memory because you miss them. There's usually a special reason for it. Now, a lot of times, you know, dreams are not very, a lot of times dreams can be very twisted, or they're very vague, or they're not very clear when you wake up. So to tell the difference between whether somebody has actually visited you versus just a dream is that these dreams will be a little more vivid to you. They'll be more memorable. You actually remember the details of the dream. And they always hold a very clear message. So usually you don't have to dig deep, you don't have to search, you don't have to analyze for days and days and days what this dream means. It's usually pretty clear cut. And usually you have these dreams when you need it. So realize that when a family member that has passed over is trying to reach out to you, it's usually because you have been needing the comfort, or you have been needing the guidance in some area of your life. So it could be where, you know, there's some sort of symbol in the dream that represents something either you're going through or something you have recently gone through in the past, or a big decision you're making. Or it could be sometimes it's they're heeding warning as well. So pay very special attention. If you have a dream like this and it seems very vivid with a clear message, pay attention to the symbols in the dream and what they may mean in your current life or maybe in something coming up, because it could be kind of a warning to watch out, caution. A lot of times these dreams can mean that something good is on their way to you. So pay attention to the week after you have one of these dreams with a family member who has passed over, and see if you notice more little synchronicities in your life. You may see repeated numbers. You may see something that just stands out to you, either a word or a symbol or an animal or something like that. A lot of times these synchronicities are giving you some sort of guidance in your life. So it's a matter of being a little more intuitive to yourself. And this is where dreams can really help us. But we need to tap into that part of ourselves, because that, deep down, we always know the answer to any question of anything that we're going through. We always know the answer. But in our conscious state, when we're walking around in our waking state, a lot of times we ignore the answer. We can't hear the answer. We can't see the answer because we're distracted again. We have static. But in our dream state, it's very clear to us, and the symbol can appear very clear to us. So that's why after a dream, pay attention to things in your life that seem a little out of the ordinary, like you're seeing things that stand out to you, because these all hold meaning for you. Also, many times when a loved one visits you in a dream, somebody who has died, its deeper meaning is that there is a chapter of your life that is closing and a new one is opening up. So it's kind of like the end of an era and something new, a new door, a new pathway opening up. And this isn't a scary thing. This is actually a good thing. It means that change, a big shift for you. And this big shift is usually a positive one, if you take it to be a positive one. So it's all how you think of it for yourself as well. So if you see a loved one in a dream and it makes you sad when you wake up, I mean, that's okay, because you miss them. But a lot of times there's a positive meaning, a symbol, because these loved ones want to reach out, they want to connect with you, but you have to be willing to connect back with them. So if you want to have a loved one appear in one of your dreams for comfort, or you need guidance on something, just ask. Ask your loved ones that they appear to you in a dream. And it may not come that night, or it may not come next week, but they will eventually appear in your dreams. It may not be instant, but they will appear in your dreams. The other thing is to keep a dream log. So the more you write down your dreams right after you wake up, the more you have a tendency to remember them. And these dreams, they tend to stand out a little more. They're more memorable because they hold a special meaning, rather than dreams that just seem like a jumbled mess of us floating around in this world of the subconscious. So write the dreams down, and the more you write them down, the more you're actually training yourself to remember. And have fun with your dreams. So dreams are not illusion. Our minds actually see them. But we don't have, the great thing about dreams is that we don't have control. Like, our conscious mind isn't trying to control everything we do. It's basically our soul's flight through this world of possibilities for ourselves, and anything past, present, future can exist. There's no control on the perception of things. That's why a lot of times dreams seem very abnormal, right? Where we can fly, or we can do all kinds of weird stuff. So learn to tap into your dreams, have fun with them. Learn to find the deeper meaning behind them and really analyze them. And this will help you in life. So this is basically your built-in guide. And it's also your way to connect to the energy and the souls of people around you that have passed. It is a way to get out of just your physical self all the time, this physical world where we feel very limited by only what our senses can pick up and then what our brain interprets. So this is a way to really tap into that part of yourself that connects you to that higher part of yourself, okay? To expand yourself, to think outside the box in a sense. And this can really help you in life because it allows you to see the bigger picture of things in your life. And it allows you to be more open to guidance and advice and suggestions. Maybe things you've never thought of before will appear to you in a dream. A loved one may appear to you and connect to you in a dream because they've been trying to nudge you in your waking state, and it's like you've just been ignoring them, or just you can't see them, right? Because you're distracted by everything around you. So this is a way for them to really connect with you and have you open to actually listen, because you have no choice. You don't have this conscious mind getting in the way, trying to control everything. So pay attention to the details in the dream as well. Where are you in the dream? Usually if the dream is a loved one visiting you, usually it'll take place in somewhere you're familiar with, either like their house, or like in the dream that I had this past week, it took place in my grandparents' house they used to live in. Another segment of the dream, I was in their car. So the difference between when a loved one visits you is usually more of a familiar place rather than somewhere you've never seen before, unfamiliar to you. The other thing is to pay attention to the feelings. How do you feel, and how did you feel in the dream? And can you transfer this to any area of your current life right now? Do you have those same feelings in any area of your life right now? See, usually loved ones will appear to us in a dream because we need comfort, we need guidance on something, some area of our life. So it's a matter of delving a little into what's going on with you right now in your life. Do you have any big shifts coming up? Do you have any big decisions you need to make? Do you have anything you're questioning about yourself, your identity, your life? Big changes that are going on in your life. What is going on with you? And usually you'll have a dream that gives you the answer. But a lot of times you need to ask, because a lot of times we're very disconnected from that part of ourselves where we can tap into this world, just this world that's not just our physical world, our physical bodies. This world where we can actually connect to loved ones who have passed over, because they're still there. There's still energy. Energy does not die. They're just not in their physical body anymore. So, when you have a dream like this, it is a loved one trying to connect to you. Even if it's, you could have dreams. I've had dreams where I'm just hanging out face to face with somebody I loved, and then ones where they're just in the background, but both have meaning to them, and both are symbolic of something either going on in your life or some sort of guidance you need, or maybe it's a warning, heeding warning on an area. But a lot of times it's the meaning of a part of yourself that is essentially dying, a part of yourself, a chapter that is closing in your life and a new one that's opening up. And this is a good thing. This is a very positive thing. So, just because some part of you is leaving means that you're actually opening the doorway to something greater in your life. So pay attention to these dream states. Learn to tap into your intuition a little bit more. Write the dreams down. Ask right before you go to sleep. Ask that loved ones appear to you if you want them to, and if you're open to it. And they will in due time, I guarantee. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great day, and I will see you on tomorrow's video. So peace.